So today we'll discuss about syntax and semantics. So syntax means uh, the form or structure of the expression, statement, and program units. Semantics means the meaning of the expression, statement, and program units. So who must use this language definitions are other language designers like implementers, programmers. So syntax and semantics provides a language definition. See, a sentence is a string of characters over some alphabets. So a language is a set of sentences. A lexeme is a lowest level syntactic unit of language. A token is a category of lexemes. So formal approaches to describe a syntax is recognizers and generators. So recognizers used in compilers and generators what we will study. So a recognition device reads input string over the alphabet of the language and decides whether the input string belongs to the language. So example is syntax analysis part of compiler. Detailed discussion of syntax analysis. Suppose we have a language L that uses alphabet sigma of characters. So to define L formally, so using the recognition method, we would need to construct a mechanism called R. So we can call this as recognition device. So capable of reading strings of characters from the alphabet sigma. R would indicate whether a given input string was or was not in L. So in effect, R would either accept or reject the given string. Such devices are like filters, separating legal sentences from those that are incorrectly formed. If R, when fed any string of characters over sigma, which accepts it only if it is L, then R is description of, because most useful languages are for all practical purposes. So infinite, this might seem like a lengthy and ineffective process. So recognition devices, however, are not used to enumerate all of the sentences of the language, so which they have a different purpose. So the syntax analysis part of the compiler is a recognizer for the language the compiler translates. So in this role, the recognizer need not test all possible strings of characters from some set to determine whether each of the language. So language generators, a language generator is a device that can be used to generate the sentence of the language. So the syntax checking portion of the compiler is not as useful a language description for a programmer because it can be used only in trial and error mode. To take an example, to determine the correct syntax of a particular statement, so using compiler, the programmer can only submit a speculative version and note whether the compiler accepts it or not. So on the other hand, it is often possible to determine whether syntax of a particular statement is correct, so by comparing it with the structure of the generator. So BNF and context-free grammar. So context-free grammar was developed by Noam Chomsky in the mid-1950s. So language generators meant to describe the syntax of natural languages, so which define a class of languages called context-free language. So a rule has a left-hand side and a right-hand side, both sides, and consists of a terminal and non-terminal symbols. So BNF means Bucker's normal form. So a grammar is a finite non-empty set of rules. An abstraction can have more than one RHS. So BNF is equivalent to context-free grammar. So you can see the example of BNF rules. So using simple HTML tags like int list, where we can identifiers will be there, if statement, if logical expression, then statement. So here both the left hand side and right hand side will be there, as well as terminals and non-terminals will also be there. So terminals are lexemes or tokens. So an abstraction can have more than one RHS. So a derivation is repeated applications of rules starting with the start symbol and ending with the sentence. So we are describing a list. Derivations. Every string of a symbol in the derivation is a sequential form. So a sentence is a sensational form that has only terminal symbols. A leftmost derivation is one in which the leftmost non-terminal in each sentential form is the one that is expanded. A derivation may be neither leftmost or rightmost, not rightmost. So this is a parse tree hierarchical representation of derivation. Where program and then statements and then variables and then expressions, and we use constants. So ambiguity in grammars. A grammar is ambiguous if and only if it generates a sentential form that has two or more distinct parse trees. So it is ambiguous tree. Here we have expressions and constants. It is an unambiguous expression grammar. If we use the parse tree to indicate precedence levels of the operator, we cannot have ambiguity. Where expressions are equal to expressions and terms equal to terms are constants. So associative operators. So context-free grammars cannot describe all of the syntax programming languages. If you take an example, the requirement that a variable be declared before it can be used is impossible to express in a grammar. So information about variable and expression types could be included in a grammar, but only at a cost of great complexity. See, so in this grammar, we have expression plus expression, and then you can use either constant, that is ambiguous. If you use expression and expression plus constant, then it is unambiguous. Semantics. So there is no single widely acceptable notation or formalism for describing semantics. So we have operational semantics. There are several needs for a methodology and notation for semantics. So programmers need to know what statements mean, and compiler writes must know exactly what language constructs do, and correctness proof would be possible, compiler generators would be possible, and designer could detect ambiguities and inconsistencies. And operational semantics, so which describes the meaning of a program by executing its statements on the machine, either simulated or actual. The change in the state of machine, like memory registers, etc., so defines the meaning of the statement. So here, to use operational semantics for a high-level language, a virtual machine is needed. So hardware pure interpreter would be too expensive. That's why a software pure interpreter also has a problem. So one is the detailed characteristics of a particular computer would make actions difficult to understand. Such as semantic definition would be machine independent. A better alternative is a complete computer simulation. So the process which builds the translator and build a simulator for the idealized computer. So operational semantics. The hardware pure interpreter would be too expensive, and software pure interpreter also has a problem. Denotational semantics, so which is based on recursive function theory, the most abstract semantics description method. So originally developed by Scott and Strechay in 1970. So the process of building a denotational spec for a language is we need to define a mathematical object for each language entity, and also we need to define a function which maps instance of the language entities onto instance of the corresponding mathematical objects. So the meaning of language constructs are defined by only the values of programs variables. So the difference between denotational and operational semantics is in operational semantics, the state changes are defined by coded algorithms. And denotational semantics, they are defined by rigorous mathematical functions. Okay, the main difference is, in operational semantics, the state changes are defined by coded algorithms, and in denotational semantics, it is defined by rigorous mathematical